Hey there, this is Tyler Mahan. It's April 15th, 2021. I just wanted to come and relate a story to you guys concerning the shed industry and talk a little bit about my grandpa. This is taken somewhat from a column that I've written in the Shed Builder magazine, the most recent edition of the magazine. You can find that column at the end because, they put me at the back. So big thanks to the Shed Builder magazine. Shout out to those guys, Marty and Matt and all the rest of the crew there. Really appreciate those guys, what they're doing for the industry. But what I want to share with you guys today is just some thoughts that I've had concerning the shed industry and some things that perhaps you can glean something from these things. I remember my grandfather's shed as I was just growing up. I started building storage buildings in 2003, but my first shed memories are of my grandfather's shed in his backyard in Lindsay, Oklahoma. And Grandpa's shed was an old, probably ramshackle is a good description, storage building. And it had a dirt floor, and the construction of it left a lot to be desired, most likely. But my grandfather, every time I went and I walked in that cool shed, it was just it was always kind of cool in there, even in the hot summertime for some reason. It was dark, dirt floor, but there was always in this one spot, there was his riding mower that he used to mow his small yard. It was always in the same spot. There were shovels hanging on the wall, and they were always in the same spot. In fact, I own one of those shovels today, and it's in my storage building. No, you can't use it. It means a lot to me. It was my grandfather's. And I took from that as just a young man, my grandfather didn't have the nicest things. And some of you in the shed industry been around for a while. I've seen some of the guys that have some pretty nice tools. Some of you delivery guys are driving some pretty sweet rides. But some of you guys, your stuff may not be that great. But what I saw in my grandfather was that he took what he had and he did the very best that he could with it. And that's what I want to share with you guys today as the shed industry continues to grow and as we continue to try to expand our reach and to expand our offerings, our product offerings. I would encourage each of you guys in your place, and you ladies as well that work in the shed industry, as you work, try to do the best you can with what you have. I would appreciate if I had a few things that were a little nicer, but I'd like to realize that what I have will be sufficient if I will take care of it. Some of you men that have been building storage buildings for a long time, like my friend Billy, some of you have some pretty nice equipment and things that we use. Some of you have some really good helpers that you really appreciate. Some of you men may not have that. Your equipment may be pretty poor, and you may not be able to find a helper. But again, the lesson I believe I'd like to bring to you, all of us today in the shed industry, is let's do the best we can with what we have. And my grandpa did that. He did the best he could with what he had. He grew up in the Depression, and things weren't well with him. His parents both passed away when my grandfather was just young. And so he knew what hard times were. But best I could tell, as just a child, I was young when he passed away, but he learned how to do the very best he could with what he had. And I would encourage you to do that today. Hope you have a great day.